The German offensive in the Ardennes in December 1944 is often described as a complete surprise to the Americans. The Americans did, however, collect substantial intelligence regarding German reserves in the wake of the offensive. Based on American intelligence reports, we can paint a picture on the American perception of the potential German reserves and how they would be deployed. On the 3rd of December, American intelligence made an assessment of the potential German reserves by sector. They identified roughly 3 concentrations: the front along the Meuse and its hinterland, the Ardennes sector, and last but not least the Lorraine-Saar sector. The latter sector contained the 17th SS Panzergrenadier Division, the 25th Panzergrenadier Division, the 21st Panzer Division and the Panzer-led Division. The 2 Panzergrenadier Divisions and 21st Panzer Division were considered in poor shape due to heavy losses and a lack of armor. The Panzer-led Division had been committed while in the process of reforming, so it was also not in optimal form after suffering losses from failed counterattacks. Furthermore, the 11th Panzer Division had been deployed in this sector but had been off the radar for 1 week by then, probably for refitting in the German interior. The 90th Panzergrenadier Division was also suspected to be withdrawn into the interior for refitting since the end of September. The Americans believed that these divisions would be available for the Western Front within a week, if necessary. American intelligence believed that actually all armored divisions were depleted or in a bad shape. In the Ardennes sector, they had identified the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division, the 15th Panzergrenadier Division, the 2nd Panzer Division, the 9th Panzer Division, the 116th Panzer Division, and the 10th SS Panzer Division. The 116th Panzer Division had been recently withdrawn to the German interior for refitting. The 3rd Panzergrenadier Division, the 15th Panzergrenadier Division, the 9th Panzer Division, and the 10th SS Panzer Division were committed to the front but considered as depleted or even badly depleted. The 2nd Panzer Division was believed to be reorganizing behind the front line, which meant that it was also not up to strength in terms of numbers and training. The number of available German parachute divisions was estimated to be 5, but 2 were still forming in the Netherlands and another one was there recovering from a recent deployment, while 1 refitted division was committed at the front line in the Ardennes region. The only non-committed battle-ready parachute division was the 5th Parachute Division, which was in transfer to the Ardennes. For the Americans, the focal point of their intelligence efforts at that stage was the Ardennes region, and they believed that the Germans had concentrated their reserves in this sector. The German mechanized divisions in this sector were considered depleted after the heavy fighting in the autumn, but the Americans suspected that the German 6th Panzer Army was held in reserve behind the Ruhr River, the last major natural barrier before the Rhine. This new army was estimated to comprise the 5 full-strength SS Panzer divisions. These divisions were expected to counter any attempt of the Americans to cross the Ruhr. This is probably why American intelligence thought that the code name Watch on the Rhine was an effort to block them in the Ardennes sector rather than preparations for the Ardennes offensive. Actually, there were only 4 SS Panzer divisions, which were still refitting deep in the German interior at this stage. Ironically, the Ardennes was totally absent in this assessment despite the fact that the 2nd Panzer Division had been refitting in this sector since the arrival of its battered remnants in September 1944. The Germans were also pulling in divisions at a dazzling rate in this sector. Between the 1st of November and the 1st of December, 7 of the brand new Volksgrenadier divisions arrived in this presumably quiet sector. Apparently, this concentration of these units did not raise any eyebrows, despite the fact the German army in the Ardennes sector was struggling to hold the front line. Moreover, the Volksgrenadier divisions were supposed to be better equipped, better led by selected officers, and better disciplined due to the disciplinary supervision by the SS. These divisions were, in other words, special for the Germans. A concentration of these divisions should therefore raise questions about the German intentions in this sector. On the 10th of December, American intelligence estimated the number of combat-ready divisions in reserve on the Western Front to be 4 to 5 SS Panzer divisions, 5 parachute divisions, 2 Wehrmacht Panzer divisions, 2 to 3 Volksgrenadier divisions, and 1 to 2 regular infantry divisions. The Americans also thought that the Germans would quickly burn through their reserves due to the battle of attrition around Ardennes. They estimated that the Germans lost on average for infantry divisions worth of men every week. The German losses were indeed significant, but the reserves for the Ardennes offensive were by and large not committed. Despite their severe losses, they doggedly built up their forces for the upcoming offensive. 2 more Volksgrenadier divisions arrived in the Ardennes between the 1st of December and the 10th of December. This brought the total of Volksgrenadier divisions in this sector to 9. This concentration was by then noticed by the U.S. 1st Army headquarters, but they interpreted the German built-up as a temporary measure to prepare these divisions for transfer to more active fronts. American intelligence was so focused on the Ardennes sector that they believed that the German reserves were divided in 2 clusters. The SS Panzer divisions would be in the northern Ardennes sector and the available Wehrmacht Panzer divisions would be in the southern Ardennes sector. The Americans believed that the southern sector panzer divisions could launch a local counterattack near the Ruhr dams, supported by at least 2 Volksgrenadier divisions from the Ardennes front. In actual fact, the Germans were amassing all their available reserves in the Ardennes sector. They brought in all 4 SS Panzer divisions on the Western Front, assembled 6 additional mobile divisions, 16 Volksgrenadier divisions, and 2 parachute divisions. This meant that the Germans built up a significant force without detection of the Americans about their size, scope, and disposition. The Americans suspected the transferred German forces from other fronts to the west, but they never suspected an offensive of the scale of the Ardennes offensive on the 16th of December, 1944, especially because this area was mostly out of the scope of their intelligence reports. They were taken completely by surprise. The result was a subsequent overestimation of the German capabilities, as we shall see in the next upcoming video. Let me know in the comment section what you think of my analysis. Check out my other videos in my Ardennes 1944 playlist. If you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate to suggest topics you would like me to discuss in future videos.